Okay, so today you will be beginning Unit 8, which is about ecology. And in this lesson, we are going to talk about energy flow. Okay, so here is the objective. You should be able to analyze how energy moves to the environment. So energy will be moving within the environment. So you'll be able to analyze how it is moving. In this video, I can make it for a maximum of 15 minutes. So I'm just trying to make it quick. Okay. So I'm just going to skip certain things. These are the essential questions that you need to know at the end of today's lesson. So in your summary, okay, after you are done with your notes, you are going to write the answers for these three questions in summary. Okay, so I repeat, after you are done with your notes, you'll have a summary part at the end of your end of your notes. So you're going to write answers for these three questions. Okay, so now, what is energy flow? We all know that energy begins from the sun, which flows in different organisms. So it is the plants which do photosynthesis. I'm sure you would have learned photosynthesis with Miss Bingaway. Okay, right? So photosynthesis is where the energy from the sun is fixed in the plants. So that is called as tropic level. So every level in the ecosystem, in the energy flow, will be having a number, in most cases the names. So the first tropic level is the plants which photosynthesis to take the energy from sun, and they are called as primary producers. So from the plants, the energy flow to primary consumers, which is also called as herbivores. So herbivores are plant-eating animals. Okay, herbivores, plant-eating animals, and they are said to be in second tropic level. And the third tropic level are carnivores. I repeat the term carnivores. Carnivores means animals that feed on other animals. Okay, they feed on herbivores. So carnivores, which feeds on herbivores, is in third tropic level. And then fourth tropic level, the tertiary consumers, the top level animals that eat other higher animals. So first level, the producers. Second level, the herbivores. Third level, the carnivores. And then fourth level, the top carnivores. There are different terms that you need to know, which we already discussed. Okay, so number one is autotroph. Autotroph, which is also called as herbivores, are the animals that produce their own food, or in other words, organisms that do photosynthesis. They are called as autotrophs. And then heterotrophs. Okay, heterotrophs are the organisms that eat. They get energy by eating. And there are different groups of heterotrophs which we may be talking in later classes. But just know heterotrophs which feed on other animals, which feed on others for food. Herbivores are plant eaters, carnivores are animal eaters, and omnivores eat both. Okay, both plants and animals. There are 5 different types of heterotrophs. We just talked. Herbivores only eat plants. Carnivores only eat meat, eat other animals. And then omnivores, which eat both plants and meat, like us, like humans. We eat both. We eat greens, vegetables, meat, etc. They are called as omnivores. And then detritivores. Okay, detritivores, which feed on the remains, the dead particles. They are called as scavengers. Okay, feed on plant and animal remains. They just feed on the remains. And decomposers, the best example for this are fungi and bacteria. They just feed on the dead organic matter, and it recycle the organic matter to the earth. These are the 5 different types of heterotrophs. Mostly you will find it easy with these 3: herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Just try to understand detrivores and decomposers. Detrivores just feed on remains, which is also called as scavengers. They just hunt for any food remains. If we just eat, and if there is a leftover, we'll just throw off in trash. And some organisms just look in those trash to check if there is food and feed on them. Okay, so that is different from carnivores, which hunt and eat. Okay, and decomposers are those microorganisms which feed on the dead organic matter, so that they brings back the organic matter to life. So next you need to know is the ecological pyramid. So this is called as ecological pyramid, which we also say it as energy pyramid. So if you notify in this, okay, so different tertiary levels. We have been talking about tropic levels. Okay, different tropic levels will be separated by a line. And the first tropic level 1, which is what? If you guessed plants, that is right. So the one which produce their own food will be in the bottom. And on top of that will be the herbivores. And on top of that will be the carnivores. And on top of that will be the tertiary consumer, the top carnivores, which feed on other higher organisms. So in the energy pyramid, if you see, this is how much energy will be stored at the base. So we can see the base is larger, which will hold nearly 100% of the energy. But when the energy jumps from one tropic level to another tropic level, okay, when energy jumps from one tropic level to another tropic level, it gets reduced. So you can just see the same here. When the energy is moving from here to here, it got reduced. Similarly, third level to fourth level, again that is reduced. So this is an energy pyramid, and you should know which organism goes where in the pyramid. So what is this energy pyramid? What can we know from that? So this shows the energy flow from one tropic level to the next. And 10% rule. So only 10% of the energy will be passed to the next level. For example, if in level 1, if it is 100%, only 10% of that goes to the next level. And whatever is remaining in the second level, only 10% of that goes to the next level. So that is how energy flows. Only 10% moves from first level to the second level. So if you can see here, it is 10,000 kilocalories today here, and only 10% of this can go here, which is 1,000 kilocalories. And only 10% of this can go to the next level, which is 100 kilocalories. Okay, so energy flows through the ecosystem in one direction. Energy cannot be recycled. Okay, energy cannot be recycled. If it is not passed on, energy will be released as heat. So we have been talking about from one level, only 10% goes to the next level. What happens to the rest 90%? Okay, what happens to the 90%? That would simply be released as heat. So it would be just released as heat to the atmosphere. So you should be just able to calculate based on this 10%. Whatever is there in one level, just 10 goes to the next level. Another 10 of this goes to the next level. So if just 10% which keeps moving. And steps to transfer energy by eating or being eaten. So food chain. Food chain is the steps in which energy will be transferred by eating or being eaten. What does it mean? Let us see with some examples. Okay, so each step in a food chain is the trophic level. Instead of drawing a pyramid, the same thing goes as a chain, which is called as the food chain. So the energy pyramid talks about the transfer of energy in a pyramid format, whereas food chain, it gives the same information where something is eaten or eating something, and it will be in chain. Okay, we will see an example which will help you to understand what it is. So a grass is eaten by a grasshopper or a bee. I don't know what it is, grasshopper. And the grasshopper is being eaten by a snake, a reptile. A reptile will be eaten by a vulture. So this is the food chain in a forest ecosystem. This is how energy flows or gets transferred from one organism to another. So if we talk about the energy, only 10% of this. How much is 10% of 5,000? If you got it as 500, good. And then 50, and then 10% of 50 is 5. So 1 0 get lost every time.